On tonight's show, the Centennial men's soccer get dirty in quarterfinal action.
The men's basketball team faces a tough challenge in their final preseason match at Humber.
And a children's classic comes to life on the grounds of U of T.
Centennial Sports TV starts right now. Good morning and welcome to CSTV. It's not actually the morning, it's the fall. My name is Jordan Simpson. My co-host is Sarah Zintel. We've got a pretty good show for you tonight, some unique community content, as well as some sports recaps from Centennial's teams.
Yes, and speaking of which, at CSTV, we've been following the Centennial Colts soccer all season, and the men have been particularly successful. They earned a bye into the quarterfinals of the OCAA playoffs, which happened the past weekend at Progress Field. It's 5-1 Centennial Colts taking on the 7-1 Sheridan Bruins. It was a cold day at Progress campus, but the Colts came out of the gate hot. They playing pressure in the Sheridan end. The Saturday's rain made for tough conditions on the pitch, but it didn't stop either team from battling hard in the do-or-die playoff game. Centennial with the early chance here, but they couldn't put it past the Bruins keeper, Michael Agel-Quarten. Pick it up now with just minutes to go, with first Sheridan defenseman intercepts it, a ball through a deflection right into the foot of Centennial forward Emil Simovici, who slips it past the keeper, putting Centennial up by 1 at the half. Sheridan didn't waste any time capitalizing on the corner kick. Patrick Morales heads the perfectly placed corner into the net, leaving the keeper, Peter Caceres, stunned. But they were not finished yet. Just 2 minutes later, Sheridan receives the indirect kick inside the Colts at half. David Vasugu sends it in the net, where the Centennial defenseman deflects it up past his own keeper, putting Sheridan up by 1 at the 55th minute. Despite the number of 10s by the Colts offense, the seconds, they unable to put one past the goalkeeper. Sheridan scored their final goal in the dying minutes of the game, thanks to the hustle of Matthew Santos, who chipped the ball past Caceres and leading to their victory. 3-1 is the final. Sheridan advances to the semifinals for Humber Friday morning at Algonquin College. Well, that's a tough way to end the season there, Jordan.
Yeah, it sure is. The team had a really promising start, so it's a hard way to go down, but they'll be back again next year. Okay, now that we've had a look at Centennial's men's soccer results, it's only fitting that we follow it up with some action from the courts. The men's basketball team played their final preseason game last Wednesday at the home of a tough opponent. Humber College, home of the Hawks, huge championship history in athletics at the school. Centennial College, 2-1 record in the preseason, coming off a victory against Niagara. But Humber is always a hostile environment to play in. Look at that Dirty Hawk dance. They're 0-2 in the preseason, but fresh off a silver medal win at Dawson College in tournament in Montreal. Something tells me they're ready to play today. Match starts, Emron Rogers opens up the scoring for the Hawks as he drains the long three. Humber doing damage from both outside and inside as captain Ryan Cook takes it in for the layup. Centennial tries to keep the score close early in the game as Tristan Stern makes a strong move to the basket. But Humber takes a commanding lead as they control the game on the defensive and offensive side. Timeout's going to be called so Coach Jim Barkley can rally his troops to get their act together. Let's see if it works. Joseph Wani answers the call as he goes on a run. Wani had 15 of his 20 points in the first half alone, back-to-back jumpers. And then, off the Centennial steal, he swoops in, receives the pass, and goes in for the easy layup. Now Wani, not known for his ball handling skills, but he takes it coast to coast for the layup. Gotta love seeing the big man run the floor like that. The Humber Hawks seem happy, but Centennial's only down 8 at the half. Second half action, the Hawks open it up as RJ Ramirez runs the floor and gives the dish to Gibson Edifel for the easy layup. And again, it's going to be Rogers with a strong move to the hoop, and he's going to draw the harm. He would score on the ensuing free throw. Coach Jim Barkley disgusted with the call and gives the ref an earful. Humber is going to keep pouring it on as Chad Bewley drains the long three-pointer. And again, it's Bewley off the Edifel dish draining another 3. This is getting ugly. Ensuing possession, Centennial giving up the ball. Brett Newman with the steal, but there is Tristan Stern with the enormous block. Could this be start of a momentum shift? I doubt it. Humber coach Sean Collins looking calm while conversing with the refs. And the rest of the game was all Hawks, as Jeremiah Lightbody takes it coast to coast for the easy layup. Later, in the fourth quarter, it's going to be Ramirez with the sweet no-look pass to Lightbody. Let's see the slow-mo replay again. Centennial can do no more as they suffer a huge loss, and it's going to be 94-68. So not a good preseason finish for the men, but luckily for them, they're going to be starting their regular season tonight in Belleville versus Loyalist.
While championship aspirations for the Centennial Colts teams are lost for this season, the quest for badminton supremacy is just getting underway. The first event of the OCAA badminton calendar took place this past weekend at Humber College, with a handful of Centennial students participate. Yan Zhao was the top finisher for the Colts, losing in the finals of the women's main draw. She'll be in action again 2 weekends from now at the OCAA East Teen Championships.
Coming up next, East York and Northern Secondary collide in high school football.
And the Leaside Flames fired up in Adam A hockey.
Have you ever wanted to work in the sports media industry? Centennial College offers a post-grad sports journalism program that will give you the skills and guidance needed to start your own career in sports media. Centennial College provides students with the opportunity to work in real-life newsroom, radio, and television studio environments. Turn your passion into a sports career today. Check out centennialcollege.ca for more details.
Welcome back to Centennial Sports TV. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Sarah Zintel, and this is my co-host Jordan Simpson. With the NHL season well on its way and the Winter Olympics right around the corner, Canadians are in hockey mode. So we decided to scope out some of our community's future hockey stars at the Leaside Arena on Saturday. It's the visiting West Hill Golden Hawks with Alexander Fusis in net, who took on the Leaside Flames with goaltender Harrison King between the posts. In GTHL Single A Atom action. Leaside was on fire as they dominated the West Hill from the start. Forward Andrew Markson with the moves, but was taken down. No call in that play. Fusis did not let anything get by. It was the Flames' offense with the offensive pressure. Flames' Callum Wilson seems to run out of gas and takes his opponent with him and ride for the boards. The Flames on the rush again, but Fusis gets behind the wrist shot, still no score. At the start of the second, King is visibly bored with his team controlling the puck in the offensive zone. But pressure heats up fast as the Golden Hawks get the pressure on behind the net, turning the puck over for James Fries, who one-times it from the sweet spot. And the West Hill is up by 1. The Flames are hungry for one of their own, but Fusis refuses to give up this tying point. Wilson tries to dangle his way through to the blue paint, but he gets taken down. That one hurt. He would be carried off after the play. Poor guy. The third period, the Heron Umar passes the puck to the front of the net, but the Leaside defenseman deflects it in the net. The Golden Hawks would go on to get one more late in the period. Golden Hawks take it 3-0. Well, those guys look super cute and they seem to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, they sure did. Actually, watching that makes me nostalgic for my Adam hockey minor days, although I was pretty terrible, so maybe not that nostalgic. To football now, where the high school season has hit its stretch run. No team is more desperate for a win than East York Collegiate, as playoff positioning is at stake. Tier 1 high school football action from East York Collegiate, where the hometown Goliaths are in tough, hosting the Red Knights of Northern Secondary. Quarterback Jonathan Patriquin will need to play big to keep East York in the playoff hunt, while Northern pivot Omar Blackford will depend heavily on his star running back, this man, number 33, Isaiah Asham-Ibert, to help secure second in the division. And Asham-Ibert wastes no time making an impact. He fields the opening kickoff, bounces outside, looks like he'll have to step out, but no, he tears up the sideline 80 yards for the score before the East York junior team can even get off of the field. It's quickly 6-0 for the visitors. Just minutes later, Northern in the red zone again, going for it on third down. But East York's Thomas Smith sheds 2 blocks and stuffs Blackford. They bring up the chains and East York will take over on downs. But a quick 3-and-out forces a punt. Jonathan Gatewood fields it, paces to the outside, and looks like he's going to score, but no. The kicker, Chris Larson, sends him flying out of bounds. A few players later, Blackford drops back. He's still there, dumps it over the top for his tight end, Aldana Elijah. 13-0 Knights. After a 35-yard completion gets East York an opposition end, check out this play. Snap over the head of the QB and into the hands of Brad Innes. He'll push the ball into the red zone. 3 plays later, Innes gets the ball again. He'll pay a price as he hits the goal line, but he gets the Goliaths on the board. It's going to be 13-6 at the half. Fast forward, late in the fourth quarter, Northern still up 7. Third down, Blackford finds Alonzo Forrester on the crosser. He slips 1 tackle, but big number 51, Nathaniel Anderson, drops him short of the goal line. East York has life, down 7. Next play, from the shadow of his goalpost, Patriquin finds Michael McDonald down the seam. He's going to gain 39 yards on the play. Let's skip ahead. Third down, Patriquin flushed out of the pocket. He's going to wait. He's going to get smoked here, and East York turns the ball over. Next play, Northern puts this one to bed. Asham-Ibert takes the handoff. This hole closes, so he's going to bounce it to the outside. Asham-Ibert runs it 50 yards untouched. This time, the end zone is clear, and so is the result. Northern improves to 3-1 on the season. East York drops to 1-3, and the playoffs are in doubt. 20-6 is your final.
Well, that's unfortunate, Jordan. It looks like a great game, but it seems like they're going to have to climb up to get into a playoff spot.
Yeah. Speaking of climbing, have you heard of the CN Tower? Of course you have. But did you know that taking the elevator isn't the only way to reach the top? I had the opportunity this past weekend to cover a special event that tested the physical stamina and fundraising efforts of thousands of Torontonians.
Welcome to the 37th annual CN Tower Climb for United Way. Each year, an average of 10,000 participants raise money and climb the 1,776 stairs of our national landmark during the 3-day event in late October. Last year, climbers raised $2.4 million, which helped support over 200 social service agencies in the city that provide aid to the many people who need it. According to organizer Louise Bellingham, these events are a result of community contributions.
It takes a lot of hands to make this work, to make the experience wonderful, to create the atmosphere for people, and to have it be a really fantastic experience, right? We have a lot of people who are putting in a lot of effort to climb, they're fundraising for us, and then all those volunteers are here to make it happen for them too. So it's really special.
Despite the many months of planning and the 5 a.m. call time for most volunteers and organizers, Bellingham feels that the benefits of what the climb provides to the public is more than worth it.
The rewards are the feeling of people having an opportunity to really make a difference in their community, and you see it in all of the people that are here today.
Trekking up 112 stories may not be everyone's idea of fun, but those who showed up on Saturday morning were up to the physical challenge and are looking forward to next year.
I tell people, if they ask me if they've never done it before, what's the best tip? Don't stop. Because once you stop, you're like, oh, I'm going to stop at the next floor, and I'm going to stop at the next floor, and then you never finish.
It's so gratifying to be able to accomplish that. Yeah, just to know that I was able to do it. Like, I had a feeling that I could accomplish it, but I wasn't too sure how fast I'd be able to do it, and I was able to meet my time that I set for myself, so I was quite happy.
What a neat way to get to the top of the CN Tower. What a neat way to challenge yourself. What a neat way to go out with some friends and family and have a nice morning in October.
As long as I can climb, as long as I can climb the tower, I'm gonna come back. I love it.
Well, all those steps, Jordan, seemed like a serious workout, but it looked like they had fun.
Yeah, it was amazing. The energy at these types of events is unparalleled, and we're really thankful that the United Way and the CN Tower paired together and let us have access like that. Like, it was fantastic to be a part of. Coming up, we take a look at a new sporting based on a literary series.
And the Beaches plays a refreshing role in the Scotiabank Marathon.
Check. This thing on?
Yeah, it's on. Roll the highlights.
Welcome back to CSTV. I'm Jordan Simpson. This is Sarah Zintel. Sarah, word on the street was there was a marathon happening in the city over the weekend.
Well, you heard right, Jordan. It was record-breaking Sunday morning at the Toronto Waterfront Marathon as two women topped a Canadian record. Lanny Marchand of London, Ontario crossed the finish line in 2 hours and 28 minutes. Brantford's Krista Duchesne clocked in at 36 seconds after, posting the second best run in Canadian women's history. As for the men, Ethiopian Degrassi High ran the fastest marathon ever on Canadian soil, with a time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 5 seconds. Degrassi was one of the over 25,000 runners who participated and helped raise $3.2 million for multiple charities. The Beaches community played their part in setting up a cheering and water station at the 28-kilometer mark. CSTV was there. Here's Paul McGaughey with more.
Runners in the Scotiabank Toronto Waterfront Marathon passed through the beaches on Sunday as part of a 42-kilometer course. The event created a lot of fanfare and excitement, especially along Queen Street near Kew Gardens. Local residents happily provided a neighborhood cheering and entertainment site and a water and Gatorade station. Gerald Kerr, a member of the Lions Club, is a familiar face at outings such as this, and he was one of several people to bring some noticeable color to the event.
We have a clown troupe in the Lions, and we go to places like Variety Village or the Balmy Beach, just different local things and try and entertain kids. And we're just trying to organize a bit of a celebration for when the runners go through, that they get some acknowledgement and support from the people.
This marathon raises millions of dollars and also helps bring awareness to local causes. One of the more highly supported charities provides for children with life-threatening illnesses. Terry Milligan of the Children's Wish Foundation was grateful for any awareness that can be raised for it in the area.
Children's Wish grants wishes. A lot of the kids will go to like Disney World down in Florida or some other wishes. They meet rock stars and famous people, and it just gives them a break from their day-to-day treatments.
On this sunny fall day, members of the community were eager to lend their time and support to an event that they truly appreciate.
I live in the Beaches, so we're really thrilled that the run goes through the neighborhood, and my daughter is a skater with the Leaside Skating Club. So probably about 80 to 90% of the volunteers here today are from the club, and then some local kids needing high school hours. So it's great. Yeah, I think it's awesome to have so many young people waking up so early to come and help out and cheer the runners on and give them what they need. I think people are really proud that to have the backdrop of the beaches, and it's great for the community and it's great for young people to see all the runners. So yeah, I think it's a great thing.
Reporting for Centennial Sports TV, I'm Paul McGaughy.
Thank you for that, Paul. So while the results of the race are pretty important and the media outlets cover that too, it's really neat to see a community perspective on such a big race. Now, from running over to flying, curling isn't the only sport that requires a broomstick. A group of Harry Potter fans managed to get a real-life version of the magical game played in the popular series. CSTV's Sasha Calra headed to the University of Toronto to profile the Nifflers, Toronto's first Quidditch team.
It began in, I think, 2007 when McGill came down to teach it to us. And since then, our team has gone to teach it to a number of other universities.
So it's basically like if you've seen Harry Potter, it's like that, except on land. You run around with a broom between your legs. It has to stay there for the whole game. So you've got like your chasers who try to score through the hoops, and then each time you score, it's 10 points. And then you have your beaters, which is what I am, who hit players with these like dodgeballs. And if you're hit, you have to get off your broom, run back to your hoops and touch them, and then you can rejoin the game again. You've got your keepers who defend the 3 circular hoops that people are scoring on, and your seekers who run after the snitch. The snitch is that ball in Harry Potter, that the golden one that flies around he's trying to catch. But obviously we don't have like a magical flying gold ball. So it's a person who dresses up in all gold, and they can like go in buildings or up trees, or they can do whatever they want. They like slap the seekers sometimes, or and you have to try and catch him, and that's worth 30 points. And yeah, once the snitch is caught, the game's over. Whoever has the most points wins.
Yeah, it is by far the most inviting, welcoming community I've ever seen. And I think it's because when you join a Quidditch team, you're kind of bonded together by this mutual love of like Harry Potter.
Some of the nicest people I've met are all from Quidditch. They're all really cool people. I can't think of anyone that I don't like that I've met from Quidditch. Yeah, it's super aggressive for sure. Yeah, a lot of people think it's just like a joke sport, but it is full tackle. It is referred to as like rugby, but on brooms a lot. Actually, my first tournament at Ryerson last year, there were 2 people sent to the hospital. I was like, whoa, what is this sport? Like, yeah, it was super intense.
It certainly seems like the Quidditch community in Toronto is growing. And for the first time, the Canadian Cup will be in East York on November 9th. For Centennial Sports TV, I'm Sasha Calra, Toronto.
What a unique sport adapted from one of my favorite children's books. Too bad they didn't fly, though. Now on to some future Quidditch players. The Children's Fitness Centre of Canada is a unique athletic facility located in East York. It specializes in climbing, early childhood development, and education with the power and structure learned in gymnastics. CSTV spoke with the program's founder and instructors to find out more.
Well, in 2003, we felt there was a need for a quality gymnastics-based fitness program for children and youth. So we set up the Children's Fitness Centers of Canada, where children come in and develop their health and skill-related fitness through a gymnastics-based framework. In terms of health-related fitness, we're focusing on strength, cardiovascular endurance, flexibility. And the skill-related more along the lines of balance training, speed, agility, and very importantly, developing fundamental movement skills, the skills that all children need for lifelong physical activity. This is a structured program. We are looking for results. Our goal is to develop the child through quality gymnastics-based fitness, through quality movement education. They're also learning how to follow a circuit, which is very good. So they're learning how to work with a teacher and how to work with a team. We already have a problem on our hands in terms of obesity. So we have to worry about obesity, we have to worry about the increase in sedentary behaviors when we live in this digital era, and we have to also worry about the inactivity.
So I used to be a ballet dancer. I danced in a national theater in Croatia for almost 10 years. We started a warm-up. They're also setting up themselves as the leaders now. They're like, some of them can take over and be leaders. They're very good with their colors, shapes, and the basic stuff there, which we're teaching them here. For me, definitely, it's when I see their progress. I feel like I did my job there. Like, something's right.
Well, Jordan, despite the fact that you may have just started your day, I had a great time today covering all of our local community sports.
What can I say? I'm having such a good time that it just seemed a little bit of a time warp. We started in the morning, now it's the evening. We saw lots of sports, watched the highlight pack, but that's all for us tonight. Thank you very much.